On January 15, 2022, the Tonga Ha'apai volcano in the nation of Tonga produced its most powerful eruption ever recorded, a devastating tsunami which went on to cause damage and flooding across the Pacific Ocean, while all-time Isla de Mana in Puerto Rico was hit with a small 12cm or 4.7-inch tsunami. Answer relates to the shockwave. The initial explosion of the Tonga volcano produced a powerful shockwave which raced around the planet and was picked up by weather stations around the globe, where it caused a prominent short-term spike in atmospheric pressure. This shockwave traveled at about the speed of sound, while the tsunami traveled about 70% of that speed. Thus, the tsunami which hit Puerto Rico was not a true tsunami. Rather, it was a phenomena referred to as a meteor tsunami. When the pressure spike from the explosion raced across the Caribbean Sea, it temporarily pushed the water down. After the shockwave moved beyond, the ocean rebounded slightly, forming a discernible wave. This is why Puerto Rico saw an apparent tsunami before the western coast of Mexico did. This shockwave continued to circle the globe for more than 72 hours, creating more small-volume meteor tsunamis with each pass, which resemble storm surges. These shockwave-generated waves continue to cause unusual ocean currents several days after the eruption ended, and is what my viewer LavaPix observed in Hawaii. This is also why tsunami advisories remained long after the tsunami hit the United States west coast. I now want to take the time to correct a claim made in my previous video. NASA scientists initially estimated that the second explosion of the Tonga volcano was equivalent in energy to the detonation of 10 million tons or 10 megatons of TNT. Well, this figure has now been revised downwards to a mere 6 megatons, which is still a very large figure. For example, this explosion was 400 times more powerful than the nuclear weapon dropped in Hiroshima during World War II. However, this revision brings the Tonga eruption's explosion size just below the 7 megaton explosion which occurred when the Mount St. Helens volcano catastrophically collapsed in 1980. Looking back throughout history, other even larger volcanic explosions can be found. For example, the Krakatoa volcano in 1883 also catastrophically collapsed, generating an explosion equivalent to the detonation of 150 megatons of TNT. Thus, while this eruption was still unusually large, it did not compare to the power of Krakatoa's eruption. Regardless, the 2022 eruption of Tonga did surpass one record originally set by the 1883 eruption of Krakatoa. The longest distance a volcanic eruption was heard from its source. While the 1883 eruption of Krakatoa was heard in a 5,000-kilometer radius, the eruption of Tonga was heard a whopping 9,800 kilometers distant. The record-setting location was in the deep interior of Alaska via the town of Fairbanks. This was verified by the National Weather Service. It was also heard in the interior of Yukon, so it is quite possible that an even further distant location heard these booms. If you have security camera footage which picked up the audio and you live more than 9,800 kilometers distant, post it on YouTube and message me. It would be fun for the world to see. Thanks for watching. If you would like to request a specific topic, please leave a comment below. Additionally, I would like to thank my new patron Michael O'Neill for supporting this channel.